Hey, welcome back to Mulakan Sekarang Podcast. My name is Nazrin. If you are new here, remember to like and subscribe and support the channel. Okay, so today is a new day. I can't keep track which day, but I think today is Wednesday. So by right, it is day 9. Day 9, guys, of content creation, and I just sent the wife to work and I'm on my way to office. So before I jump into the topic for today, I just want to highlight that this is the day in the life of a father of two, an agency owner, someone who build websites for living, someone who help clients with SEO. My time, before before I send my wife to work, we had a breakfast at Adam Road, and we had Warung Sapari Mi Soto. Awesome gila, guys. And right now it's about 10:30. At most I'll reach office at 11. So for those who are wondering what is it like for a day in the life of an agency owner, or I would say a web consultant, or an SEO specialist. Sometimes it's hard to just define yourself as a single trait because you do so many things. But of course, people know me as web and SEO specialist, someone that specializes in understanding the intricacies of web and the search engine. Okay, specifically the organic one. The search engine can have paid ads as well, which is the Google Ads, and so on. So not so much of marketing today. I'm going to delve into a single topic for today, which is education. The reason why I feel education is a need is because we are creatures that continuously are learning, and we learn from educating. We learn from education. Educating is teaching, So from education we learn, and this is an evergreen topic. Evergreen topic in the sense that as long as the content is about education, or even entertainment, these two will last almost forever, or in the end of times, because people are keen to be entertained, people are keen to be educated, and like I said, we are human, we are creatures of learning. So I want to deep dive into many aspects of education which can touch different perspectives. Okay, education, especially in Singapore, we know it's more academically inclined. It's very academic focus. Everything and anything has its structure, which is good. It's not saying that it's don't. But on recent days, and as I adult from the times which I've followed the system, the Singapore education system, the way it's being built is to get people jobs, to make people realize that you just need to fulfill a certain number of years educating, primary school, secondary school, whoever goes to JC, Poly and ITE, and then after that, those optionally you can opt for uni. So these particular three things. So most of the curriculum of what I see and understand, my friends who have kids that's under primary school or even secondary school, they are built in a sense of getting you to learn the art of science, maths, social studies, and so on. It's good, but there's no driven factor towards the interest of students. Why I say so is because in most cases, right, because this is also part of what I saw during many podcast interviews with Golden Nuggets guests, the reason why they chose a certain course in Poly, ITE, or even there's no course in JC, but those vocational courses, they are unsure of what exactly the courses that they want to join. So why are they unsure? Why is that even a thing when you should actually have something in mind of what you want to do after study? So that means during your course of study, there is no education on the vocational stuff, the skill-based stuff. Unless you want to be like a doctor, lawyer, that requires certification or such, by all means, then this is something that you need to go through. I mean, in fact, every industry requires learning, but in the case where one of the guests, which is Farhan Taha, a real estate agent, shout out to Farhan. He mentioned that the reason why he chose chemical engineering in his poly days is because he took advice from his pakcik, or I can't remember who, maybe a relative, saying that which industry is good. And then the pakcik said, well, if you want, you can choose oil and gas industry. That's where the money is. Super cliche and typical answer from abang-abang or brother Melayu, saying that you have to go to chemical, ExxonMobil, Shell, or what have you. It's okay, it's fine if that's the kind of thing you see yourself doing for the next 10-20 years, but ultimately you need to form a form of interest. So if I'm speaking to any young Gen Zs or the generation before that is currently choosing your own course, do some research into knowing what kind of lifestyle you want to have. Okay, like whatever lifestyle or whatever industry, it needs to fit a lifestyle. Okay, the reason why I run business because I love the lifestyle of running a business. Flexibility, you have the capability to own things, create things, and help people at the same time. So I love the industry of doing business. But if you guys love doing oil and gas stuff, or accounting, or finance, banking, what have you, tech, so if you love doing all this, then go into that industry, and then don't complain if the industry does not fit into your life. With YouTube available, I'm sure you guys can just check it out. How is it like the day in the life of a certain profession, a certain, like say, maybe dentist, or I don't know, any form of careers out there. I'm sure there is a day in the life. But today, the reason why I'm doing this particularly is I just lazy to turn, and this is using iPhone 16 Pro, guys. Just bought it. Okay, so yeah, education. I believe that is a component when we live in Singapore, how we are being brought up, the education system as of such. I'm not saying that it's not good, but it can be better. That's why I'm actually opting to see if I want to send my kid to an international school. Not in Singapore, of course, somewhere that we can temporarily stay. But that is of another topic. Okay, so the main topic of today is education, and I believe education has its perks and advantages if it's done right. Because you see, example, because I run a web agency business. People who want to build websites, they need to be educated, understanding the know-hows, the step-by-step, the how-tos in managing a website project. Knowing the structure, knowing the design side of things, knowing the copywriting, knowing the how the conversion occurs, the booking system, all this stuff is done through education. And by all means, you can always do it yourself. You see, there's so many website builders out there, Wix lah, Squarespace lah, all those AI tools also. You can just build website in just a prompt. It's not, I mean, to me myself, it requires a bit of learning curve. That's the reason why we exist. Agencies exist because it cuts short your learning curve, and at the same time, you don't need to study, you need to learn. But to some extent, you need to be educated. you need to get educated in terms of the grand scheme of things, how a website works. I'm speaking to you if you guys are a potential client, but at the end of the day, this will give you a different approach when you know something compared to jumping into something which you know nothing. So my point is basically, if you want to explore something that you have not done before, speak to an expert, speak to a consultant, speak to someone that knows things, and then work towards having I mean, of course, if you want to hire agencies and stuff like that, you need to have the capital, but make sure agencies or even freelancers don't eat your money and then charge you blindly, and then therefore you don't know what exactly you are paying for. At the end of the day, you complain, lose situation, you are unhappy, and then you go to my agency and work and do another revamp project. So I'm not saying that will happen, but about close to 70% previously, when I just started, of my projects comes from failed projects. The agency that they hired before that did not do the website properly, and at the end, they engage me, then I make sure I educate them to my level best, and at the end of the day, they are happy with the service I provide. You see, sometimes it's not so much of the quality of the items, it's about the value that you create, the experience that you provide in the service that you offer. So that's what I think separates me from the rest. As much as I serve mostly Malay Muslim businesses, I have a fair share of working with MNCs, with non-Malay businesses that pay handsomely. Not to say Malay businesses don't pay handsomely, but depends. This one also have a bit of ups and downs, pull and push. But ultimately, I want to work with anyone, But I'm more comfortable, dealing with orang kita lah, I would say, because it's easier. We speak the same lingo, like. It goes by. It's a no-brainer lah to support our own people, but I support everyone. I don't want to judge based on race or based on who you are lah. So educating, education, and education. I'm always, the reason why I create this YouTube content is to also educate you guys at the same time, and I want to put it as Mulakan Sekarang podcast, because it is, I mean, if you lag behind in education, that is not too late. It's okay. Start now. It's better than start tomorrow. So it's supposed to be yesterday, but it's okay. The next best time is today. Start now. Start learning, learn a skill, learn something that can benefit you in the future lah. That you can make money, that you can help people. Because at the end of the day, I think the value of education is so huge that people sometimes abuse it, or they kind of like taking it for granted. YouTube is there for you to learn. You don't need to go to Harvard or big universities to get accredited, unless, like I said, if you want to be a lawyer, a doctor, or those kind of certification that requires a cert, then by all means. But if you are looking to do something like what I do, or doing content creation or become a YouTuber, YouTube or TikTok lah. TikTok, you can use that as a reference to learn. I have reservation in TikTok. The reason why, because it's a short form content. I heard they are going to move to make shift towards having more long form, so to build that the community, to have deeper learning in terms of whatever content that they provide. Okay, this is of another topic lah. Long form and short form content. I'm always on YouTube, and for every episode I try to at least minimally have 15 minutes of recording. This itself is going to be 15 minutes really. as I reach towards my office. Reach already. I'm gonna spend some time talking to you guys about education, and yeah, I will probably continue it later during my walk, and yeah, hopefully we can dig deep into how education impact our life. Alright guys, I'll see you guys on the following clip.